What's up, ninjas? What is going on? I'm back to attack. Figured I'd go ahead and finally make this video. I've been meaning to make this video now for about a week and a half ago. And a few times I actually started to make a video about this truck. It just didn't sit well with me. So I deleted it, and this was right when I first, picked it up and got it. And I was like, I don't really know much about these Rams. So why make a video and just not be even able to share actually my experiences with it and what I actually think of it? Does it have plenty of power? Does it do this? Does it do that? And so I decided I think it's worth the wait before I actually can make a official review of this Ram. So let's go ahead and first just kind of walk around as I'm kind of giving you a little details and specs. This is a four-wheel drive Bighorn, I guess is what they call it. It's a 2021 Hemi 6.4 liter Ram, and it is the 2500. Now, a lot of you might be saying, but Nick, why didn't you get the diesel? Why didn't you get the Cummins, right? Why didn't you need this? Why didn't you do that? Well, first of all, ninjas, let me go ahead and just start right here and say a dealer really can make you or break you, okay? And that goes for any dealer. I don't care if we're talking about the dealership with vehicles, the dealership with mowers. If you don't have a good dealer on your side that's not really trying to take care of you, go out of their way to do absolutely everything possible for you, it can be really tough. So I wanted to go ahead and just throw that out there. Now, what do I mean by that? So what I mean by that is Tiny, as a lot of you know, has been sick. He's got some issues, and I mentioned that I think in a couple of videos ago, where it was dying on me in the middle of the road. It's been happening several times a day. It got to the point where it was happening several times a day, and it was not safe at that point. So Tiny has been in the shop. So that brings it to this question: did I buy this truck? Because a lot of you on some of the posts that I've just been sharing about the truck, were congratulating me and things like that, and saying, why didn't you get the diesel, but nice truck. Well, let me just go ahead and say, I never said that this was my truck. And, but I never went into detail about it. I was just kind of showing you the truck. But this is not my truck, ninjas. This is a rental. And now, why did my Ford dealership give me a Ram? So not to go too long into it, but in normal situations in the past, they have been able to always give me one of their trucks. And so I always had a Ford. But with the situation that's been going on with all around the world, really, with all dealerships and the shortage on chips and dealers not having trucks, that was not an option anymore. They did not have a truck for me. So they went out of their way and contacted a rental place, and the rental place had a Ford King Ranch, but they didn't have one right then and there at the time when I was able to pick up a truck. But they said, hey, we have this 2500, should be able to tow perfectly fine. What you needed to do, if you want that, you can come get it right now. I really wasn't in the position to wait, so I went ahead and said, hey, whatever you got, I'll just get it. So I ended up with the 6.4 liter Hemi. So big shout out to my dealership. Big shout out to all of them working together to make sure they get me in a truck so I can just continue on and my schedule doesn't get affected. All right, now, because we had to go outside of the dealership, normally, because I have the extended warranty, I'm always able to get a truck from my dealership and no charge or anything like that. But now that we had to go outside of the dealership because they didn't have any trucks available, this costs. The third party, the rental company, of course, they charge. This is why it's so important, ninjas, to have that extended warranty. because I am still a customer with the extended warranty, my dealer, now this truck is probably give or take about $100 a day, but I'm not paying that. So my dealership is taking care of me on that, and it's just, I am so thankful for that. Now, of course, I'm, having to use the fuel, and I have to return it with a full tank of gas and all that. But let me tell you about these Rams. By the way, so one thing I've learned is they're not Dodges anymore, they're Rams. Apparently that has changed, I think a few years ago maybe. And here's the front right there. And I like this truck. So this is something I learned. I did not even realize that till just the other night, but that you can pick these mirrors up. I think they call them cow mirrors. But so what do I think about this Ram 6.4 liter? Now, ninjas, I can't compare this truck to Tiny. You cannot compare a gas burner to a diesel burner whatsoever. But I will compare it to a gas burner that I previously owned. Now, one thing I noticed is this truck sits up a little higher even than my gas burner, the 6.2 liter 2014 F250. And the trailer is kind of this way, and it's taking a lot of stress on my back wheels over there on the trailer. So I'm excited and looking forward to get Tiny back so we can fix that. Now, of course, that's an easy fix. Just get a hitch that's a little lower, but I don't have the time and I'm not investing in one right now. So I just kind of been using it as is. So can't compare it to diesel, but I can compare it to the 6.2 liter F250 since this is a 2500. So it's basically like an F250 for Ford. And one thing I don't miss is the fuel consumption. This thing is going through fuel like crazy with this trailer. It reminds me when I did have the 6.2 liter and I was basically putting in $50-$60 a day. Okay, roughly, give or take. And I don't miss that. I do miss Tiny, where it's usually about 25 to 35. Not a huge dramatic difference, but over time, that really does save you a lot of money. So that's one thing right off the bat that I just think it's a downfall for gas burners if you are pulling a lot of things that, like I am, like a big trailer and fully loaded. Inside, it's messy. I got to clean it up and get all my stuff out. With that being said, Tiny is pretty much ready to be picked up. And in the next video, when I bring Tiny back home, I will go over everything, what was wrong with Tiny, and what it would have cost me if I didn't have the warranty to fix Tiny. Now, a lot of you ninjas, and this thing it had 10,000 miles. Now it's got 11.5. So I put about 1,500 miles on it. I can go ahead and pop the hood for you so we can look at that engine. Now, I know this video, you ninjas know I am a huge Ford guy. And, I always joke around Ford is the best and things like that, but it's really preference. They're all good vehicles. It's just, I've been around Ford. It's really what I grew up with, and I've always just had good luck with it. I mean, all trucks, all vehicles will occasionally have things happen to it, especially if you're working them really hard. But overall, I think they're all decent trucks. Okay. I love the way this one looks. I do like the change that they did with the grille. They put a big Ram up front and all that. Inside, the cab, now my 6.2 liter was a regular cab and it didn't have the extra long bed. Now this is one thing I really like, and when I get my next truck, my next Ford, I'm going to try to get this, I think it's an 8-foot bed. I'm going to try to get the extended bed because so much more room in here. I've just thrown some of the things in here that I really need, but so much freaking room in here. Unlike Tiny, it's a little bit of a shorter bed, and it's just, and plus with the toolbox, it's just jam-packed. But the cab is very spacious. The handling is not the same. There's an extra pizza box from the party. So we had a little ninja had a birthday party, and we had a lot of kids and people here, and that was my lunch yesterday, actually, leftover pizza. So the cab is very spacious. It's a very comfortable ride by all means. I mean, it's a new truck. And one thing I like that Tiny does not have is if you plug in the cigarette lighter there, the 12 volt, it stays on at all times. So the cooler gets really cold. Unlike Tiny, when you turn the key and turn it off, there's no power anywhere. So that's pretty, I like that, and I'm gonna make sure my next truck has that option. You can see they get dirty, man. We're out here slicing and dicing, they get dirty. So the handling is not the same. On Fords, because I've owned Fords pretty much during my whole business career, Fords are more tight. I feel like when I'm taking turns, they're just more sturdy, I guess. This is more like a boat, like this, it wobbles. Just the way these trucks are made, I think. But overall, it is a comfortable truck. Now, like I said, I can't compare it to Tiny, but I will be comparing this to the 6.2 liter F250 that I did own. It was a 2014, I think, for a couple of years. And the biggest difference on these Dodges compares to the 6.2 liter F250. I've noticed this, or Ram, excuse me. I noticed this Ram is struggling a little bit more pulling all this weight compared to the 6.2 liter. I also noticed that the transmission changes gears around 4,000 to 5,000 RPMs. I'm not really sure if that's normal, but I feel like it's putting a lot of strain on this motor and the transmission, because if you look, you're only going up to 7,000 RPMs, and it changes gears once I get moving right around here. And I remember on my 6.2 liter, it would always change it between 2,000 to 3,000 RPMs. So that just means there's more stress, in my opinion, on that transmission and on that motor. So I just feel like the 6.2 liter was a little bit stronger when it comes to pulling and towing all this stuff. And of course, Tiny is not in the same category because it's way more powerful. It's a diesel. So Tiny, you know, this is a joke for Tiny. But I'm comparing this to the 6.2 liter F250 that I did have. And I finally traded that truck in for Tiny, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I can't even remember now. Now, I never owned any Rams except the 1500, but I mean, especially the 2500s. I've never owned any. And so I didn't know much about them. But I did own a 1500, the Dark Knight, for a lot of you ninjas you might remember. And that was actually a good truck, but it was it was definitely not going to pull that. And it's one of the reasons why I sold it. I ended up having that truck anyway, not to get into a long story with that, but I ended up having that truck is because one of my customers was moving, selling everything, and he just gave me a deal I couldn't pass up. So I had the truck for a little bit, and then I finally ended up selling it to a ninja in Colorado. And he still has the truck, and it works really great for him, and it's working out for now, from what he's told me. But that's basically it, ninjas. It's a good truck. Look, if you're a Dodge fan or a Ram fan, I keep wanting to say Dodge, there's nothing wrong with them. They're really good trucks. Especially, I know not everybody maybe pulls this much weight. You know, this kind of trailer, I think these are like 5,500 pound axles, this big of a trailer and all the equipment on it. But I bring all that stuff with me at all times just because I don't like to pull up to a property that I can't take care of, or I don't have a certain size mower with me, and that, you know, I'm stuck trimming or push mowing, which I don't even bring a push mower with me. I just want to make sure I always have everything with me that I think I need, and so it adds a lot of weight. So would I buy this truck if I was out in the market? Well, I am, because I'll be getting a new truck. But if I was out in the market for a Ram, I personally, ninjas, would not buy this truck. Now, a lot of you have been telling me I really need to try the diesel, the Cummins, and that's something maybe that I'll want to demo or test drive down the road. I'm absolutely looking forward to that. But as far as the Hemi, one, I just don't think it's powerful enough. And two, I'm just not really missing that fuel consumption. Okay, I don't really care to spend that much fuel. Not to mention fuel prices are just going out of the roof with everything going on. I think it's all over the place. But it's a nice truck. If you have a smaller trailer and maybe just 2 mowers or something, I think this would do just fine. But overall, with what I need, it's not really for me. But I enjoyed driving it. I enjoyed getting to know it. I actually hated it at first, I'm not gonna lie, but it grew on me, and now I'm pretty much comfortable with it. So if I had to, for some reason, like even keep this truck for the next couple of weeks or even a couple of months, I would have been okay with it. And I say that because what has happened to Tiny and what they've discovered, if originally we thought that they were going to have to keep Tiny for a couple of months just because of ordering parts. And luckily that wasn't the case. So there you have it. It's a nice truck. Just wanted to kind of give you an overview. And I enjoyed it, but I would not buy this thing. And I'm actually, the reason I'm parked here is because I'm getting ready to unhook the trailer, take all my stuff out, and go return it and pick up Tiny and bring Tiny back home. And like I said, we'll in the next video we'll review everything, what was wrong with Tiny, what the costs would have been if I didn't have that warranty, if I did have to pay anything out of pocket, and if I did, or if I do, I'll show you or share with you what that is. And overall, I'm really satisfied with my dealer. I absolutely love my dealership. I've just it's just a group of guys there that I've made friends, and I really feel like they have my back. So to conclude this video, I just want to tell you that a dealer can really make you or break you. And it doesn't matter if it's a vehicle dealer, mower dealer, or any kind of dealer. It's really important in our business to have a dealership that we really can count on and that we feel like that they have the best interest for us. And I can say the same honestly with my dealership when it comes to mowers, as a lot of you ninjas already know. I'm sorry I haven't been making a lot of videos. I've been really busy, as a lot of you ninjas know. I'm still solo, and we are switching seasons. I'm finishing up the month of October with all the mowing, and now we're going into fall and a bunch of aerations. Saturday, we're gonna be aerating 34 houses, and so that's pretty exciting. Obviously, I think that's tomorrow. And I've still got to finish up the month of mowing for October. And it's just been really hectic and really crazy. And this is just part of it when you're solo and you just stay busy. You got to take care of your business and take care of your customers. And I've still been playing catch up from all the rain we have gotten a few weeks ago. And then of course, I lost a little time when I had to drop off Tiny and pick this truck up. So that kind of set me back a little bit. And all those things, but hopefully I'll be back on the videos, and I've got a bunch of stuff I want to share with you that's come in. I want to share with you, and we'll review it and unboxing and all that. I've got a bunch of cool things that I have received, which I'm very grateful for, and I would love to share with you ninjas and get your opinions on it and just see what you think about. But we'll be reviewing the ZXT because I'm climbing up there. It's almost or very close to 100 hours. I've been changing oil in the ZX and on the Ninja mower and the sharpening blades. So I've been keeping up with the maintenance too, squeezing it in. Sometimes I'm out here really late and dark because I get home late. It's just been really, you know. But one thing I want to say is I've literally finished this whole season, just about, basically coming to an end with the mowing, solo. And so this has been the most, and I'll go more into this in, you know, one of the next videos, but it's been a most challenging season for me in my 13 years. But it's also made me realize a lot of stuff. Made me realize a lot about myself, about my business, and but it's a good feeling that knowing that everything that I have going on, that I am able to keep my head above the water and stay on top of it the best that I can and get this stuff done. And so that really has been amazing. In this business, we all know the turnover rate for help is always high. You're lucky if you can get a guy to keep all season. And in the past, when people would quit or I'd fire them, I'm able to fill in that position pretty quickly. But this year is the first year that that's not been the case. Just nobody wants to work. So I'm not really sure why. Maybe people don't need money. I don't know. But what I do know is I wake up every morning, I go out here, I bust my tail, and I get this stuff done. And I wouldn't say that this is the best way to live, because I'm literally working from sun up to sundown. But it is very rewarding knowing that I can solo take care of my business. And to me, that's just priceless. Because at the end of the day, I've shared this with you ninjas in the past. At the end of the day, it's all on you. You can have all the employees in the world and even all the customers in the world, but nothing really matters if you don't get up, you don't motivate yourself to get out here and get it done. And I am a very self-motivating person. And so when I know, especially, I don't have any help, it's all on me, it's like a switch that comes on in my brain. I just say, you know what? I got to get this done. So YouTube has been on the back burner, of course. It started to get that way a few weeks ago. And here just recently, I just had to stop worrying about the videos. I just had to get my business done. So, but that's that. I wanted to just make this quick video and share with you what's been going on, give you an update on this truck. So like I said, next video, I'll give you an update on Tiny as he's getting ready to come home. And I do miss my truck. I'm used to my truck. I'm used to the power. I'm used to the handling. I love my truck. And I like this truck too. Not at first, but it grew on me. But I'm ready to give this thing back to them. So I hope you ninjas have been doing good. I'm sorry I haven't been able to make videos, but hopefully that will change here soon. So anyway, stay tuned for the next one. But that's what I have on this truck. It's a good truck. If you're in the market, if you're a fan of Rams, there's nothing wrong with them. They're really good trucks. I can't compare it to Tiny, but if I'm going to compare it to the F-250 6.2 liter, I felt and still feel like that 6.2 liter just pulls better with all this weight than this 6.4 liter Hemi. I don't know, something about it. But anyway, there you have it. Hope you're staying busy. Hope you've been doing good. And let's all hope for a very good and successful fall season. And I'll see you ninjas on the next one. Take care. Peace.